Good morning, Judy Allen here. So I think I'm officially live. I don't know what happened yesterday. All I know is Facebook had a string of words going Facebook down twice, and I rebooted and everything else, and it still did it. So I thought I was live. I'm not sure what happened, but it wasn't there when I got through, and I didn't have time to deal with it because I had a senior class going to a nursing home and doing a senior class. So I thought, you know what, tomorrow's another day. So there you go. And if I needed to call my techie, I was going to call my techie. So today's a new day and I got things working. So that's a good thing. That's what I'm excited about. So today we're making another treat holder and a card to coordinate match. Except this card is a fun fold and it is also a gift card holder, right? So I don't know about you, but when you get those special peeps in their teenage years, you need that gift card in there for them. The younger ones like it too, but they're not nearly as excited as those teenagers, especially when I'm dealing with 15 and 16-year-olds, right? Soon to be 16-year-old. So with that, let's go down the hands. And what I did too, that I did yesterday as well, is I actually put them in an envelope and how I normally ship it, right? Because we just did the Halloween mystery box and people will be getting theirs. I think one person's getting theirs today, which is incredible, right? Because the mail usually moves slower than that. With the last one getting it on Monday. So I'm not going to show you what's in the mystery box yet until I know everybody's received their kit, right? But we're doing these Halloween cards here, and they are the free class to go through the 15th. So all you do is place an order of $35 or more, and you're going to get these for 2 treat boxes as well as 2 cards. So let's do this. Let's do this last one. It's fun, and today's a day for an opportunity because I didn't realize. So yesterday hello Bertner. So yesterday when I was live, I used the last of a certain paper out of this designer series paper. So it provided me an opportunity for creativity, right? Because I had to go back now and cut up the materials to be able to do the live today. So one of the papers, I shouldn't say papers, but I'll show it to you when we get there. So it gave me an opportunity for creativity, and I could use your input as well too. So let's go down the hands and let's do this, right? Let's see there. Okay, so this is what we've already done, and then this is what we're doing today. I'm going to start with the card first. Yesterday I started with the treat box first, but today I'm going to start with the card first. So it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter if it's the retreat. It doesn't matter if it's a class to go or if it's a mystery box. Anywhere you go, we pack everything in here, unless it's something you're going to get from the DSP or ribbon, right? So if the ribbon isn't in with a packet, then we actually put the ribbon in with the card. But if you're getting it in your packet, then you would be cutting your own ribbon. So just want to show you how it comes in the envelope, and everything's in there, right? Now, we don't do stamping for you. That's just one of Stampin' Up's rules, that we can do everything in the world except stamp for you. All right, so you'll see that we didn't do that. And I got my little notes here for my tutorials and so forth and all. So just give you an idea. I have to do tutorials still too. So I've actually got, we're going to go ahead and get this part done first. So what happens when we create a card like this, I'll give you a 4 by 5 1/4 piece of paper so that if you want to stamp on the back and put sentiments and sign it and everything else, you can, right? Or you can just sign the card as well as on the front. So you have choices, right? It's all about choices. At least for me it is. I like having choices. So let's get this done. Yes, this is pretty paper right here, and we're going to use some of this stuff in a little bit, and I'll show you what we do. But right now, but please pay attention. These are all characters, cute little characters that can be fussy cut out. So if you wanted them, they don't have dies for those, but they do have, we can fussy cut it out. We're just going to put this right here. And this strip here is just going to go right down the middle. So this is just a fun, easy card to make, right? You're just combining colors, picking out your favorite paper you want to use to make it. This can be done with any type of card, right? Just coordinate your paper. All right, so what this is here is, this is going to be on the inside, and we already, so stuff like this we already do for you, right? So you don't have to do that. So when we go put this down, we want to make sure it's just the 3 edges, because we got to have room to put a gift card in here. Now I assure you, it'll take up the room. Or you could put moolah, money. I have some peeps that Well, it's sort of interesting, right? It depends on how old they are. And they go through phases. So it doesn't matter if they're 15 or 16 or 14, 12, right? They still go through phases. So actually, they don't mind if they get cash as well as a gift card to like somewhere they like to eat, right? Because teenagers can like to consume more than when they're younger. Now, I'll just show you. Let's see. I thought I had a business card. Oh, yeah, I do have a bit more of my business cards here. So, see, that'll slide right in, and so will a gift card. All right, so now what we're going to do with this, we're actually going to use a sponge on this. And this is just going to add a little bit of color. Because see, if I do it right now, it's just going to look right like that there. Okay, and I wanted to give it just a little bit of color. So all I'm going to do is take a sponge. And the reason why I say a sponge, if you look at here, and this actually left over from yesterday, see how it just gives it just a little something? It actually goes, to me, goes really well with the whole Halloween theme, right? So I'm just going to do it just like that. And we'll put that aside because we'll use it again in a moment. And then what we're going to do is, just like I did here, I've got my web there, and we're going to sit there and stamp Happy Halloween. See where my web's at in here. There it is. Okay. So when I did this, I just stamped Happy Halloween in Gorgeous Grape. Making sure I had everything. I had everything yesterday, so I make sure I had everything today. This is how yesterday was. Like, when I got through, it's like, and I found out when I went to download the live and it wasn't there, I thought, okay, I don't have time to deal with this. Worst case scenario, I'll call my techie because I had to get everything ready to go out the door to my senior class. So I stamped this here. So you have room, right, to sign anything else you want to do there. And then I'm just going to put this right here. So when I did this, let's go ahead and get this down. I just got it to coordinate with everything that I was already doing, right? So put this here. So this color here is actually Gorgeous Grape as well, too. So you can put it all the way down to the end. I just left a little bit, right? I wanted them to be sure to see that there is gift holders and money there. Gift card or money or both. Which I have a feeling they would snoop that out anyway. So we have choices, right? We could put it this way if we wanted to. I just did mine up this way, but since I get to do it over again, let's go ahead today and we'll do it this way. And then I'm going to show you my opportunity for creativity. And when we go to the front side. Right, there's some, well, most days I don't look for opportunities for creativity. They usually just happen. And yesterday, it's like I didn't have time for it. It's like, ideally it would have been like, all right, get off, go back on and go live. And if you have to start the computer all over again, I would have. But I just didn't have the time, right? When I knew I had the senior people going to be waiting for me for a class for them. So yes, I do it in memory care, right? So we do have people that have memory issues, but they still love to create, right? They still love to color. And I would tell you, yesterday, a gentleman, so yes, I have men and women both come. And I had a gentleman that we did fall, right, leaves. He colored the most beautiful leaves. Beautiful. Made sure he got all the colors out there for fall. And each and every one of them. Each leaf he did that. Each leaf. So, like, you know, the sections on the leaf, that's what he did. It was totally awesome. All right, here's my opportunity for creativity. As we flip this over, here's what I originally designed. This is actually a tag that you cut out of 12 by 12 paper that goes with the Spooky Halloween suite. I don't have any more of this. I used my last one yesterday when I did my live. The rest went out with the mystery boxes, right? Because everybody got a full pack of paper. And I used up all mine creating their packages for people. So for us, we're going to substitute that. So I was busy playing around last night. So I've got this green bubble paper. And you see, it's not the same, right? It's a little bit darker. I don't have my little candies either. So, and I don't have this little white part right here. So I had to go and find something to create my own, right? So I did this first because I was thinking first we're going to put our pink down, all right? I'll see what you think. Now, I actually did this in cardstock, but as I was creating my opportunity for creativity, I thought, well, how cool would that be, right? Sort of takes away the focus off of just the darker green or the bubbles, but you still see them, and we've got this in the background. So that's what I'm going to go with. Now, we have to make decisions about the green. You have to tell me what you think. Now, I sat there and... So when you do the DSP has candy corn, but it doesn't, that's all the candy it has. So I didn't really have any candy in my stamp sets, and I'll just sit there and substitute for that. So what I did is they have these cute little pumpkins. And so I did choices, right? So we already know this is going to be on here just like this, a little bit to the left. So let me go get that down for you. So the big decision is going to be, and I'm not putting that one down with it. If you tell me you like the one here on the left, that's green with I heat embossed black pumpkins. You tell me you really like that, then I will put it over this here. All right, so it's all, this is sort of what I do when I create, right? It's like, okay, what's it going to look like? All right, so I didn't have a die set like this, right? We don't even have a die set like that. So what I did is I got the closest looking thing that I thought would look good. And I took a sponge, and I'm going to do the same thing here, and I'll show you. I just sponged the edges. So we have to decide what we want. So this is actually a cookie sheet from, let's see here, from the homemade treats, right? So I couldn't find anything, and I thought this would look really cool. All right, so that's how I came up with that. So we just take the sponge, and we're just going to come along the edges. Now, some people call it chalking, and I'm just trying to do the edges itself. And the reason was I was trying to do it because it just sort of separates the white just a little bit, right? Because if you look at this right here on the tag, see, it's just got the little gray right there to go along with it. So I thought, okay, we'll capture that. Now, here's what this looks like if you do. This is me last night. This is me last night as I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't have any more of that paper. So it was like, okay, so what is it going to look like? Well, I wasn't really sure that I cared for this, right? Maybe you do, maybe you don't. You have to let me know. And I actually took my light, let's see this, light, oh, I didn't use Great Granite. I used Smoky Slate. Anyway, and I colored the pumpkin. So just to give a little bit more color, I see how much I liked it, right? So if I did this here, and here's my other options. So I have where I sat there, and this didn't bother me too bad. I thought it was sort of cute. But you have to let me know, Bertner, what you think. So there's this heat embossed with white powder on black paper. And then here's the other one that I did. I just stamped and colored that with Smoky Slate. So you have to let me know which one you like the best. And when you let me know which one you like the best, oops, I'm going to leave them right there for the moment. Because it can be an either or. You got to keep in mind this is going to go up here. Like this, just like I did on the original one. And I'll put the candy corn right there too. So you have to let me know which one you like the most. Meanwhile, I'm going to go ahead and stamp. Let me flip it back over. If I can. Alright, let me get these guys off. So let me know which one you like better. If you like the one that's the white pumpkin where we colored it gray, or the black pumpkin where we stamped it. Well, I'm just finding something to hold that down a second. And I'm going to stamp this one here with No Tricks, All Treats. Okay, here we go. And I did this with, so it's sort of interesting. I did this one with Gorgeous Grape, and I did the other one. And so since I've done this one like this, I just went ahead and just stamped it in the center, or a little bit lower if you want to, just a little, right? Okay. But yeah, when I did the other one, when we do the treat box, I actually used Petunia Pop. Petunia Pop. Let's see what kind of feedback I'm going to get here. I like the black stamped in white. All right, that's what we'll use then. Jennifer would be excited to know that you picked that out. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get this one down here. I'm going to just put the adhesive on there. And actually, let me get this one here first, or at least get it angled up. Okay, so you see how I'm going to really want to put that there first. I'm going to go ahead and put it down because I can. And I can lift that back up. We're going to get this down here. So yes, I was trying different scenarios. It's all right. What would I like the best? Okay, so I'm just going to put this one right in here. So it's going to look, so the original tag that was on the original one was actually short, right? And I'll show you. See here, it didn't go all the way to the end, because that's as long as the tag was. So I kept it that way. Now I've actually got this guy I already had colored yesterday. I did this live to show you how to do this. And I'm going to go ahead and put them on, but I'll go ahead and color it just to show you, because they're cute, right? You have a little boy. I call it a little boy. I mean, you're just assuming it's a little boy. I don't know. It's better than calling it a dog. All right? So that's just what I called it, a little boy. So I'm thinking of the little trick-or-treaters that we have come by. A lot of them nowadays come by with their superheroes on. All right, so I'm going to put this right here just like I did on the other one. Now, as far as this other one, this one's almost like you can't see it. So I'm going to make you be able to see it. I had to go and heat emboss it, so we're going to sit there and make it happen. Just going to make it go right there. Okay? And then I'm going to put the black mat just like we did on the other one. Now, so this was die cut and does a lot of detail. And just put it like up here like I did the other one. And then we're going to get the candy corn on. Now the candy corn is a pre-die cut in the paper that came in the package, and there's like 2 sheets of it. So there's plenty of opportunity for creativity with it. Alright, I'm going to put this on here, and I'll compare the 2 for you just so you can see. Alright, so here's the one we did today, and here's the one I did yesterday. Right, so they're similar, but different just in the fact that we paper, and we colored the little boy different too. And I was looking at how much darker he is here, so all I got to do here is just add some color lifter, like I did yesterday. Okay, and we're fixing color one just so you can see. All right, so there you go. So there you got the 2 right there. One I had, the tag came with the paper, and one where I went and had to create my own tag to look sort of similar to it. So I thought that came out pretty good, right? So there you go. All right, let me show you how I color this. Ow, sorry about that. I just like. Okay. I have no time to be like breaking anything. All right. All right. So all we're doing with this, get this out of the way. I've already got him stamped. I'm thinking, I'm looking. Oh, here we go. All right. So all I did with this is I took my smoky slate and make sure I got the right one. Yes. All right. And I just took it and I outlined. I just went around the outline here because we can actually lighten it up. And we're going to add some lighter color to it too. Yeah, unless you want it, I don't think I did an ear. I guess I did this one. This one was already that color. And I just made this one darker like that, right? And then I just did the hands. Now, like I said, if it's too dark, we can use the color lifter, all right? So I used to didn't use these, right? I always use the pencils until my granddaughter enlightened me to the color lifter. I mean, I had seen it. I just thought it was white, right? I didn't know it was a color lifter. And so we're just going to color this in. And then we're just going to see how we're going to blend this. And I just added some color to the parts with it. Look like scars, right? I was trying to think if what color I did the little... I did do the little, right, the little Frankenstein here. When it's tiny, I just use the smaller side, right? When it's large, I use an area like that. And I'm going to put it right here. So actually, blue's my favorite color, like the Breath of Dawn, or beach color blues and all. And then lime green's next in line. So what I did with this here is I just took this, because I could, right? Alright. And I was trying to think which one I liked better, if it really mattered to me one way or the other. It really didn't. So I actually colored the pants. I mean, that's the beauty of creating our own things, right? You can do whatever you want. If it's too dark, now you know you can lighten it up. And if it's too light, just darken it up, okay? So what I did with this then here is I just took this. And I just came around in here. Now, I didn't do what I did yesterday with my pen. But I can come down. I see how as I'm lightening it there and I do a little bit of lightening, I'm also picking up that color on the dark side. Alright, but you have to let it dry, right? You have to let it dry just a little bit, and you'll see that's just going to lighten that up as it dries. That's the beauty of it all, right? Yeah. Okay, so from here then, I'm just going to color the top, and I did crazy colors for the socks, man. Because I can, right? Alright, and I did the other top. I used pumpkin pie. I've switched these around. I've created several of these. This is just pumpkin pie. And it looks darker than this. Or, you know, it sort of reminds me of, right? I said pumpkin pie. This is peach pie. Yep, peach pie. I was going to say pumpkin pie and peach pie are both an orange color, right? Peach pie is just a little bit lighter than the pumpkin pie. Now we have Timid Tiger, which is even another similar color, right? Okay, then I just added a little orange down here, a little orange right there. And then on the sleeves, I just picked a color, right? So you see how it's already lightening up already. You know what, and the thing is, if it's not as light as you want it, you can do it again. The main thing is, you just want to make sure the paper is dry, because if you get the paper too saturated, then it's going to start doing these little peels, little of paper, like little balls of paper from the paper being too saturated. So that's the only thing. Ooh, I got to color my lollipop too. All right. Lollipop is going to be green. So yeah, you can do it on any of this here. And so it has the die that actually die cuts this particular one out. So that's how we get it done from there. All right. Okay, the next one here is we're going to create the treat box, which is very easy to do. This is what we got here, and again, I had to improvise. I had an opportunity for creativity, but you can see this is how we package all of what we call 3D projects. So the treat box is a 3D project, right? So we sit there and doing this. We have in this kit, like the one we did this one here, it's larger. We just put it in a larger bag, right? That's all we do. But we put all the components together so it makes it easy for you just to pull it out and do. All right, so we can see the same thing here. Now, the thing is with this one is that we're going to sit there and make sure we do the inside of the box first. And it's made just like, the only difference between this and the card is we've got an additional score line right here to make it into a treat holder. All right? Otherwise, there's only a ½ inch difference between the two. So we're just going to put this on. So yes, I think it's always fun to create a treat holder that's very similar in look to the card. I don't know, that's just me. I like it so like matching your clothes, right? I try to match my cards and my card treat holders because I can. Alright, so you're going to see it looks exactly the same, except we're just going to make a fact, it's a treat holder, and we just have to do some little bit of modifications from a card, right? So this particular treat holder allows an inch, and there's all kinds of things that you can put in with an inch in a treat holder, right? Everything from, they got those little Rice Krispie things now for Halloween. You got all the candy out there for Halloween. All right, so that is basically it. When you look at this, that's it, right? So now we're working on the outside of the card here. So the first thing is I can fold this down. So I did the same thing. I really like the pink. I'd already cut out this one, right, to do it just like the other one. And I thought, man, this really made a nice combo. So that was my opportunity for creativity. It was like, The bubbles were a little on the dark side for me compared to the other one. So it's like, okay, what can I do so it didn't look so dark to me? And this was it. Well, so you can see it's not the same as I did on the original, but I get the same look and feel just because I made some different changes, right? So yeah. This is actually up on dimensionals. So let me go ahead and put this up on dimensionals. I was looking at the other one. Now the flamingo, I had to fussy cut. The flamingo did not have a die to go with it. You only have it for the little kitty cat, or I call it the little girl. And yes, and the one I just showed you. So everything else, all the other animals, but they got some other cute animals. So last night I was almost didn't have enough flamingos out of what scraps I had left. And I thought, what would you do then? Because now you have a new additional opportunity for creativity, right? So I was prepared. I was prepared. This one I actually did it about center because of the flamingo. All right, so we're going to stamp here, no tricks, all treats. And we're just going to do the same thing that Bertner said, right? We're going to still use the black and white. Now, the same thing here. Let me go ahead and use the one I've already done. All right. Because you don't need to see me do that again. And then we're just going to get this here, and we're going to stamp it. And I'll have to clean the stamp, too. So it's no tricks, all treats, right? You know, we have 155 kids that come by, so it's always fun to have some different snacks available. It's always interesting if I run out of snacks with 155 kids. I was going to say sometimes we have a little less, sometimes we have more, right? So we have a round of teenagers that usually come after 9 o'clock at night, you know, about 8:45, 9:15, 9:30. So if I run out, guess what? I go raid the pantry, like beef jerky. The other one that they really like that I've done before too is we freeze them, right, for a freeze pop. I can't think what they're called. They might be called freeze pops. I don't know. But they're liquid form, right, until you put them in the freezer. I actually give it to them those, and they love that too. So yeah. You never can tell what I have in the pantry. It depends on what the grandkids, right? But people, doesn't matter how old they are. When they come over, we go to the store and get them what they like. All right. So if I had not had another flamingo, I want to show you some of the cute options. I could have used the little bat here. You got the little pig here, and we also have the little Dracula looking right here, which I already used on the other one. But I thought, you know, worst case scenario, if I had to, I was prepared to double stack them and looked like one was piggybacking the other one on top of their head. But we got saved by a flamingo. So there you go. So I'm going to put this on dimensionals. And then we're going to add our pumpkins that we heat embossed. Now I'll find some. I'm never worried about it, right? We've got cards for kids in the hospital to do for Halloween, and we do it for Christmas also. So I'm not worried. I know those will get used. All right, so we're going to do the same thing here. We're just going to put this on here and add our bling. I did not put bling on that last card, and I was supposed to. I'll have to go back and put bling on it. So I just put this in the same spots, right? So this is where this one was at. That's what I did. And same thing down here. It was just on the bottom, so I did the same thing, right? I was just trying to get the same look and feel. Because I've got people that only took the mystery box, but I've also got people that have, right, done the free class to go. So it's like, all right, well, you've ran out of those, so what are you going to do now? I already prepared some of the kits, so Patrick gets some more. All right, so we're not finished, but at least we got it here, and we just have to add bling. So the next part that's going to sit there and make this into a treat holder is, I know it's 3 inches long, 2 1/4 inches wide, and that one is not scored. Neither one of those is scored. Okay, cool beans. So what you do with this is then on the 3-inch side, no, the 2 1/4 inch side, is we're going to score this at every inch. So let me get my cutting tool out of the way, because that's so easy to do. I'll do it here. Let's see, can you see? Let me put it down so you can see. So all I'm doing is I'm going to score this at 1 inch with my scoring tool. I'll do it twice because we're going to put one on each side. This is what makes it into the treat box. Now, right, there's so many different ways to do treat boxes, right? This is just one way. So don't, like, get excited that I've created them different ways, right? It's just whatever is easiest for you. This is just an easy way to take a card design that you've made. It might be a fun fold and make it into a treat holder, right? So that's all that is. Okay. So all we're going to do is take this here. And normally I would use glue, only because I want to be, in case I need a maneuver, I'm prepared to maneuver. Move it around if I need to. Yeah, so my opportunity for creativity was to sit there and add the different papers and all. So all I'm going to do is fold this right here. And I just take it right here. See, you're going to fold this right here. And you're just going to butt it right up to there. And a line there and a line there. And then we're going to do the same thing on this other side. I'll just deal with one scored line at a time. Not that we're going to get to the others, but we will. Alright, same thing. We're just going to take it, we're going to line it up right there, and butt it up right there to the line right there, and there you go. Alright, so the next part is, we're going to do the same thing here. And if you want to do it to the front flap first, see if I can say that again, front flap first, that was a lot of F's. Then do it, right? It doesn't matter. It's not a right way or wrong way. The only thing is you want to do is just want to make sure you line things up, right? So you're squaring your box off right there. Like I said, there's all kind of different things. You got, for an inch, you can put a lot of things in there. Depends on you what you want to put in there. And then I'm going to come over here and do the same thing. Alright. You had to have the paper behind me today because we're doing all the different stuff, right? We're using the sponge. So I do like using the sponge for different techniques because it gives a different textured look than if I'd used a brush, one of the blending brushes. Alright, so we're just put this here. It's just a little bit shorter than the other, and that's fine. Get a little extra glue that's there. Okay, so now all we gotta do is put on our bling. Yeah, I put it over here. So actually, I didn't put bling in it because I had this here and I was doing this here. But like for example, when we sit there and send you a kit, if the package, so like with some kits and with the retreat, we give you a whole package, right? So you're just gonna use from that. But in this particular case, because it's a kit to go, and you're just getting the cards and the materials to make the cards, then we actually provide this in the envelope or whatever thing that the project's in, so that it's right there with you when you pull it out. It makes it a lot easier, right? And the other thing I did too that I hadn't done yet is I add Winka Stella, right? Just seemed right to give something, give a little sparkle, extra sparkle. So just whatever you want to sparkle, right? So this one, I actually just put it on the candy right here is what I did. Right? So I did that. And then when I did this one, I just put the sparkle on this little flamingo dress here. You could put it anywhere else you want to, but that's what I did, right? Because it's that easy. So here you go. Here's our finished project, day 2, right? With an opportunity for creativity. We just had to come up with a different color since we ran out of the tags that were in the paper itself. And we substituted it with the green bubble paper, which we used back here. And we used this right here. It's the cookie tray in the, homemade treats. Yeah, it's on like exclusive. And then, I know, it's always fun to do stuff like that. Opportunities for creativity. And then we just heat emboss these little pumpkins, which are actually in the Spooky Halloween set. And we just hit it with white embossing powder. So I hope you enjoyed that, right? So like yesterday, I didn't have time to start all over again. It was like, okay. But today was a new day. And it's like, all right, so it's a new day. And last night as I was cutting, it's like, you have an opportunity for creativity because you have no more of that paper. So there you go. So not to flip out, get excited. There's always opportunities for creativity, and sometimes you like it better than what you had originally, right? Most times. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I want to thank you for supporting us not only here, but also on YouTube and Instagram, which this will be uploaded to YouTube. And then if you want the tutorial, it will be in the next newsletter. All right, which will be out today or tomorrow. I don't know, whenever I can get to it, right? Because I'm still working on getting paper shares out. Halloween, the mystery box is already out, so I'm waiting for everybody to receive it so I can put information out about that. And yes, there's always something, right? Because now we're working on the Adventure Club, and that's Charming Day, and that will be going out next week in the mail. So if you want it and you want to get it, you need to sit up there and be sure to sign up, whether you want to take it as a class or if you want to take it as a club member, right? Because club members get a kit every single month, and automatically, until they don't want to get kits anymore. Whereas a class kit, you have to sign up for each one. I like the treat holder too. I like the flamingo. I was glad they had a flamingo in there, right? And the other cute little, I tell you, the other little bat and everything, I've used them for something else, and it's really cute too. But I love it. I do like this. It was really cute the way it came out. So thank you for joining in. Be blessed. Have an amazing week. And look forward to seeing you next week when we start a different stamp set or model. Be blessed. See you soon. Bye.